Okay, so we want to work out the area of the triangle. Now, as we can see here, we've got our formulas from the formula sheet of our past paper, which we can always check. Now, which one of these formulas am I going to use? It says the area of the triangle, and it's not a right angle triangle. So, and I don't have base and height. To have base and height and use our normal area equals a half base times height for a triangle, the base and height need to be perpendicular to each other, but the two measurements which I've got here aren't perpendicular to each other, the 7 and the 10.2, so I have to use this formula, area equals a half AB sine C, okay? So let's go and label the sides. AB sine C is where A and B are two of the sides, and C, capital C, is the angle that's in between them. So I'm now ready to just substitute these values into my working. So let's start to find the area here. So area equals a half AB sine C. So area equals a half times 7 times 10.2 times the sine of 98, and then we just do that in our calculator. So the area equals, okay, so here we want to find our missing value up here. Okay, it's got the question mark. Now, it's a non-right angle triangle, so I'm going to be using one of my free formulas here, taken from my formula sheet. Let's label the sides first. So if the side up here is called capital B, or sorry, if the angle up here, this point is capital B, then we call the opposite side small b. And we do the same with C, so we'll call this small c, and we do the same with the A. So basically what we're saying is that this side here, we'll refer to that as A, and we refer to this angle here as capital A. Now, after we do that, we think, what information am I using? I'm not finding or given the area of the triangle, so I can rule out this one. Now, for sine rule, I don't need all three here. I can choose any two. But what I do need is I need two sides. Here you see the two sides on top, A and B, and they're opposite angles. Let's check if I've got that. I want to find this side, I've got the opposite angle, and I know this angle on the opposite side. So great, I can use sine rule because I've got that nice, I'm working with the two pairs of sides and angles, okay? So we write down our sine rule, and that is A over sine A equals B over sine B. Here though, it was C that I needed, so let's write C over sine C equals B over sine B. And C is the side that I don't know, so I'll just keep it called C. The angle C is 37, so sine 37 equals 5.2 over the sine of 81. Now I want to find C. What's been done to it? It's been divided by sine 37, so I multiply both sides by sine 37, and I get C equals 5.2 sine 37 over sine 81. And now we can just work that out in our calculator. C equals 3.17, and my measurement was in meters, so meters. Now, if I had been working with the angle, I could start with the same formula, but I would just have to rearrange things a bit more. But remember, if you're finding an angle, it's often easier to start with the formula, but upside down. So had I been finding an angle, I would have written my sine rule like this. and just went from there, okay, but it's the same thing. Okay, so let's find the missing side in this triangle. Now, I want to find this side P. Before I begin, I want to label all the corners, so basically all the angles and all the sides. Now, I'll call this angle that I know capital A, and I can call this A, just so that it matches to the same letters from my formulas over here, okay? Often we can ignore the letters given to us and just rename them in a convenient way. So I'll call this B, so this side B, this small c for the side, and capital C up here at the point for the angle. Am I using sine rule, cosine rule, or area of a triangle? I'm not given the area of the triangle, and I'm not asked to find the area of the triangle, so I can rule that one out. Now, sine rule or cosine rule? Well, to use sine rule, I need two pairs and their opposite angles. I need to be working with those four things and trying to find one of them. So let's see, I know this angle and I know this side, so that's great. That's a pair of a side and an opposite angle. But because I don't know either of the other angles, then I can't pair up one of these angles with one of the sides. So I can't use sine rule, which means my only option left is to use cosine rule. Now, cosine rule is in two forms. In this form, it says a squared equals, where the a is the small a for the side. So because the side here is by itself, this is the form that's useful when you're calculating the side. Whereas in this form of cosine rule, it's the angle that's by itself. The cos of a is over here, so that's useful for when we're finding an angle. Now here, we're obviously finding a side, so I'm going to use this one, and I just copy it down. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. And I deliberately, when I labelled them, made a the side that I don't know for this reason, so that it would be the one that was over here, okay? So let's go ahead now and substitute in all our values. A squared, that was our p. I could just keep calling it a squared to the end, but it was called p, so I'll put in my p now. B we've labelled up here as 19, so 19 squared plus 23 squared minus 2 times 19 times 23 times the cosine of, and the angle at A is 41 degrees. So from here, it's just substituting, or it's just, how do we do this in our calculator to get our answer accurately? We need to be really careful because our calculator can sometimes mess up our BODMAS, our order of operations. So what I like to do here is get a total for the first two terms being added, and then do our term with the cosine after that. So I'm going to square the 19 and the 23 and work out what that is, and then I'm going to work out this, and then I'll subtract. Okay, so when we do the 890 minus 874 cos 41, we get 230.3838 and so on. I've deliberately not just rounded here, and I've actually put 3 little dots to show that I'm not writing down a rounded value, but there are more decimals. And what I'm going to do is, instead of just square rooting 230.38, which will lose accuracy, I'm going to press square root while I've got that long number in my calculator so that I get a nice accurate answer, okay? So if I square root my answer, I get 15.2 to 1 dp.